The exercise we gather here for today is a significant one. The integration of faith in our daily lives, whether professional or otherwise, has received attention in the Bible and the church. The book of Prophet Amos, for example, is filled with examples of God's displeasure at the merchants who exploited the poor. You can see clearly that one of the reasons why God was upset was because the merchants were not allowing their faith to influence how they traded and how they related with the poor. Similarly, in the Gospels, we hear Jesus telling the crowds and his disciples, teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you, but do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. I've heard time and time again that when the words, go in peace, the mass is ended, is proclaimed at the end of the mass, they are not just meant to be parting greeting, but rather an invitation for us to go and live the gospel. I hear there is another version of it which we hardly hear. The mass is ended. Go and announce the good news. These sentiments are captured in the Catholic hymn number 113. Go, the mass is ended. I hope the choir will help me. Go, the mass is ended. Children of the Lord, take his word to others as you've heard it spoken to. Go, the mass is ended. Go and tell the world, the Lord is good, the Lord is kind, and he loves everyone. You will now understand why the choir master had to sack me from the choir. Go, the mass is ended. Take his love to all. Gladden all who meet you. Fill their hearts with hope and courage. Go, the mass is ended. Fill the world with love and give to all what you have received, the peace and joy of Christ. Then the third verse goes, go, the mass is ended. Strengthen in the Lord. Lighten every burden. Spread the joy of Christ around you. Go, the mass is ended. Take his peace to all. This day is yours to change the world, to make God known and loved. We know that there are also those who do not see that the hours they spend in church for mass or prayer meetings or all nights or holy hour have anything to do with how they carry out their duties. It is no wonder that the Second Vatican Council, in her reflection of the role of the church in the modern world, gave attention to whether or not there is any relationship between faith and professional life. The Council Fathers noted, and I quote, it's a very long one, this council exhorts Christians as citizens of two cities to strive to discharge their earthly duties conscientiously and in response to the gospel spirit. They are mistaken who, knowing that we have here no abiding city but seek one which is to come, think that they may therefore shirk their earthly responsibilities, for they are forgetting that by their faith itself, they are more obliged than ever to measure up to these duties, each according to his proper vocation. Nor, on the contrary, are they any less wide of the mark who think that religion consists in acts of worship alone and in the discharge of certain moral obligations, and who imagine they can plant themselves into earthly affairs in such a way as to imply that these are altogether divorced from the religious life, unquote. Pope Paul VI re-echoes the concern and aspirations of the Council Fathers in his post-synodal apostolic exhortation, Christi Fidelis Laici, on the vocation and the mission of the lay faithful in the church and in the modern world. The Holy Father noted, and I like to quote that one too, the Synod has pointed out that the post-conciliar path of the lay faithful has not been without its difficulties and dangers. In particular, two temptations can be cited which have not always known how to avoid. the temptation of being strongly interested in church services, and thus that some fail to become actively engaged in their responsibilities in their profession, social, cultural, and political world, and the temptation of legitimizing the unwarranted separation of faith from life, that is, separation of the gospel's acceptance from the actual living of the gospel in various situations in the world, unquote.